Hello, I'm Julie Kim from Los Gatos, and I am here today with a chef from Seoul, Korea, Jinyong Park, and today we are going to make my granola.
오늘은 그래놀라를 만들 거예요. 서울에서 온 셰프 저와 로스가토스의 닥터 줄리가 만들어요.
So the reason I decided to make a video is because a lot of my friends really like my granola, and I got tired of handing out recipes all the time, and I thought it would be just more fun to make a video so a lot of people can learn how to make it.
만드는 이유는 친구들이 이 그래놀라를 좋아하는데 그걸 어떻게 만드는지 보여주기 위해서예요.
So the beauty of the granola is you can add a lot of your own favorite ingredients. As long as you have the basic 3 ingredients that you start with, you can add whatever you enjoy, various nuts, various dried fruits. It's all up to you in the way you create it.
베이스가 되는 세 개의 이 재료들만 빼놓고 나머지는 원하시는 대로 다 넣고 빼고 하시면 됩니다.
Okay, so we're going to start to make it. As you can see already, I'm going to explain it in English, and Chef Park is going to translate it and explain it in Korean.
줄리가 설명을 하면 저는 한국말로 제 스타일대로 설명을 해드리겠습니다.
So the 3 first ingredients, super easy. We're going to start with just oats that you can buy at any grocery store. And we're going to start with 8 cups. And we're going to take 8 cups.
네. 귀리 8컵부터 먼저 넣을게요.
And then we do, I put an entire bag of sweetened coconut flakes. And you can get many different brands. And super easy, you're going to just get a 14-ounce bag and you're going to put the whole thing in. And as the Koreans do, we're going to use scissors for a lot of the things and cut the top off.
한국에서는 항상 가위를 써요. 코코넛 한 봉지 넣을게요.
The third ingredient is a mixture of coconut oil and honey. And I like to use local honey. So the honey that we're going to use today was provided by the Zanotto family who live up in the Los Gatos Mountains. And they have many beehives, and they gave us some their honey to use.
아주 특별한 꿀을 같이 넣을게요. 여기 미리 코코넛 오일을 넣어놨는데 여기에 같이 섞어서 넣을게요.
So we're going to use 1 3/4 cup of coconut oil, 410 milliliter in the metric system, and to that we're adding 1.5 cups of honey, which is equivalent to 350 milliliter in the metric system.
50ml 꿀 넣어서 섞어줄게요.
Chef Park, you're going to mix the
됐어요?
granola and the coconut. And so the coconut oil should be actually in the liquid state. It's kind of hard to mix this when it's solidified, so we heat it up a little bit to make sure it's liquid. And then it's really important to kind of whisk in the honey so they're both combined. You don't have to whisk it all the way, but just enough that you know that the two are sort of married together. Okay, and then we're going to add most of it.
코코넛 오일을 굳었을 때는 렌즈에 한 10초 정도 굳어서 풀어주시고 꿀을 넣어서 같이 섞어주는데 이 꿀하고 오일이 완전히 다 섞이진 않아도 돼요. 한 70-80%만 섞어놓고 그리고 여기 만들어 놓은 귀리랑 코코넛 그리고
Yes, let's put that in too.
3 cups.
It is 4 cups of sliced almonds.
4컵 아몬드도 같이 넣어서 이 리퀴드하고 같이 섞어줄게요.
You could also use your hands. Sometimes the honey is so sticky, you may want to use some other utensil to mix it all together.
이 엑스맨 손 이게 없으면 맨손으로 하셔도 되는데 꿀이 들어있어서 손에 많이 묻을 거예요. 장갑 같은 거 끼시고 하시면 되세요.
X-Man hands. Okay. So as you can see, I purposely left some of that mixture in this vessel here because in the end, what we're going to do is we're going to combine all the nuts, any nuts that you like, and some dried fruits. I like to use cranberries, raisins, some dried cherries. You can put whatever you want. And I like to add a little bit of the left oil honey mixture to coat the nut and the dried fruit mixture.
지금 조금 남아있는 오일과 꿀은 다음에 여러분들이 원하는 어떤 견과류 그리고 말린 과일들 섞을 때 같이 섞어서 구우면 더 좋습니다. 그래서 저희가 남겨놨어요.
Okay, so now that he's mixed it, we're going to take 3 baking sheets, 3 baking dishes. Yeah.
3개로 나눠서 담아볼게요. 이 지금 유산지 밑에 깔린 이 종이가 종이 오일 중요한 역할을 할 거예요. 이거 섞을 때.
Spread it out.
펼쳐주세요.
And you don't want to make it too thick, so if you divide it into 3 baking sheets, you're gonna. I think it's good enough.
너무 두껍게 하지 말고 살짝 얇게 해주시면 돼요.
So we have heated the oven, and I actually use the convection setting, and it's preheated to 350 degrees, which is.
네. 오븐에 넣어서 구울 건데 화실어는 370인데 380인데 이 한국 오븐으로는 170도에서 175도 사이 정도로 구워주시면 되세요.
350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, almost 172
Celsius? Okay. All right.
It depends on the oven.
Yeah. So now we're gonna put the 3 trays. And remember, the trays are gonna go in 3 sort of different compartments. So you want to keep an eye on the very top row so it doesn't get burned or it doesn't get brown too quickly. And you want to sort of shift the trays from the top to the bottom when you recheck the granola in about 10 minutes.
오븐에 넣어서 구워줄 건데 어떤 오븐에 따라서 어떤 오븐은 제일 위에가 이렇게 많이 구워지고 하니까 보시고 계속 이렇게 바꿔주세요. 밑에 있는 걸 위로 올리고 제일 위에 있는 걸 밑으로 내리고 계속 보시면서.
Okay. Toasting. We're gonna give it about 10 minutes. But when you make granola, you really have to stay in the kitchen, so you keep an eye on how well they're toasting because you don't want to accidentally burn them.
10분 정도 구워줄 건데 그래놀라를 만들 때 계속 여기 주방에 있으면서 한번 체크를 해주세요. 그래놀라가 타는지 어떻게 있는지.
So while those things are in the oven, we're going to prepare all the nut mixture to put into the granola.
처음에 그래놀라 섞어놨던 거 오븐에 한 10분, 15분 정도 굽는 동안 저희는 말린 과일하고 견과류를 섞을 시간이 있어요.
So typically, when we make the oil and honey mixture, I like to leave a little bit left into this little bowl so that we cover the nut and the dry fruit ingredients also with the canola oil and honey mixture.
처음에 귀리하고 저걸 섞어놨을 때 같이 섞었던 이 코코넛 오일하고 꿀을 조금 남겨놨다가 이번에 견과류랑 말린 과일들 같이 섞을 때 섞어 놓으면 더 잘 섞여요.
So we're going to first put the leftover honey and
남아있는 오일하고 코코넛
coconut
오일을
oil.
먼저 물에다 넣어주세요.
And then we're going to. So the beauty of this is you don't need to wash anything until you're done with the granola making.
어차피 다 섞는 거기 때문에 씻거나 할 필요 없어요.
So first we're going to put 4 cups, and I use mixed nuts.
믹스넛을 4컵 넣어주세요.
And the mixed nuts, you could put whatever nuts you like. If you don't like a particular nut, you don't have to put those in.
좋아하는 것만 넣으면 돼요.
So we toss it.
넣어서 섞어주고
And then we add 4 cups of raisins, which is cranberry, dried cranberry.
말린 크랜베리도 같이 넣어서 섞어주세요.
And then
둘 다 4컵씩.
the beauty of making granola is you add whatever you want. And so I love coconut flakes. So I'm going to put roughly about 2 cups of coconut flakes.
코코넛 플렉스 2컵, 2컵 넣어주세요.
And we're going to try something a little different this time. And roughly about 2 cups of these are dried pineapples.
파인애플 말린 것도 2컵 같이 넣어주세요. 여기 들어가는 재료들은 줄리가 좋아하는 재료들이에요. 하실 때 자기 좋아하는 것들 넣어서 하시면 돼요.
And then sometimes it's fun for a little extra crunch. And so we're going to put, again, roughly 2 cups of these are banana chips.
칩 2컵 넣어주세요. 굉장히 크리스피해집니다. 한 컵밖에 안 되는 것 같아요. 2컵이 아니라.
And sometimes it's fun to add a little bit of cherries, tart cherries. Even though you have cranberries in there, you can add either raisins or cherries. So this time we're going to add some cherries, about 1.5 cups, because there's a lot of cranberries in there too. So you don't want to do too many dried red fruits. Okay.
크랜베리가 있기 때문에 드라이 체리는 1컵 반만 넣어주시고 뭐 건포도 이런 거 있으면 같이 넣어주세요.
And like I said, you can add whatever you want. And the whole point is to coat all these ingredients with the canola oil and honey, because when you then toast it in the oven, it really kind of caramelizes all the ingredients and it makes it super good.
처음에 넣었던 그 오일하고 꿀에 같이 코팅이 잘 돼야 이게 오븐에 들어가면 색깔이 잘 나와요.
Now let's take a look. Ooh, it's ready. All you have to do is each corner you throw it into the center, and then you take one of these, and you then now spread it out again, and then so I think it gets mixed better.
유산지 가생이를 한번 적었다가 피면 저절로 섞여요.
Okay, so we'll do the other batches. We're gonna toast it for another 10 minutes before we add the nut mixture. So we're gonna do the same thing for the other 2 trays.
합쳐서 다른 믹스처 섞기 전에 10분 더 구워줄게요. 한 번 더 섞은 다음에.
So the second time we toast, it's going to be only for about 5 minutes. But like I said, every oven is a little different. You have to just really monitor it because you don't want it to get really too dark brown before we add the nut and the dried fruit mixture. So we're going to keep an eye on it, and I'm going to check on it like every minute to make sure that the color is the right shade of brown.
여기 오븐 같은 경우에 두 번째 넣을 때 5분만 넣으면 되는데 오븐마다 다 다르기 때문에 계속 체크해 주시면서 너무 다크 브라운, 너무 진하게 나오지 않을 때까지 구워주시고 그 다음에 섞어주세요.
We're going to take all 3 of them out. We let him do it because he's so good at dividing it into 3. We're going to do the same thing, which is you take the ends of the paper and put it towards the middle, and that's how we're going to mix in the nut dried fruit. And then we just spread them out again. And this is a super important part because you really have to keep an eye on the dried fruits nut mixture because you don't want to burn them. Remember we coated it with coconut oil and honey, so there's a bit of a sugar content and you don't want to burn because it doesn't taste good that way.
제일 중요한 포인트가 지금 여기 넣어서 태우지 않는 거예요. 안에 꿀 들어있고 약간 강도가 있어서 금방 탈 수가 있어서 오븐을 잘 보고 있어야 돼요.
Okay, so we're going to put it back into the oven. I'm going to take a look like every 30 seconds just to make sure we don't overdo the baking.
30초마다 그래요. 그래야 타는지 안 타는지 볼 수 있으니까.
Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. We kept a close eye on the granola mixture, so now we're gonna toss it one more time. So here we go. We're gonna toss it again. And again, because we are putting the trays on different racks in the oven, you want to make sure the darkest granola goes on the bottom shelf and the lighter ones go on the top shelf.
바닥하고 위에하고 색깔 똑같이 맞춰주세요.
So again, we're going to toast it for another probably 5 minutes, but this is probably the last time we're going to need to toast it. So we're going to make sure we really like the color of the oats when we take it out, and that will be the finished product, and we're going to cool it.
5분만 더 볶고 빼서 식히는 과정을 할게요.
We're getting towards the end. It's been in the oven for this time about 10 minutes. You really want to make sure you like the color of the oats and the dried nuts and fruit ingredient, because when it cools down, it's going to get really crunchy and you're going to really taste the caramelization. So you want it to be a little bit, just a little bit on the darker side. So we want to make sure we keep that in the oven till you reach that consistency that you like. So we're going to take it out.
오븐에 한 10분 정도 구웠는데 어느 정도 좀 색깔이 많이 나와야 식었을 때 더 바삭해요.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're actually not going to toss it. We're going to let it cool this way, and when it cools down, it's going to get really crunchy and you'll be able to like take apart chunks of it, or you could, if you really like it totally loose, you could really work on separating the pieces, but I kind of like it chunky, and we'll come back and taste it when it cools down.
예, 식으면은 조금 더 크리스피해지고 하는데 완전히 식으면은 저희 테이스팅 해볼게요. 이게 지금 다 붙어서 구우면은 붙어 있는데 이걸 부시면은 안에서 여러 가지 재료들이 나올 거예요.
So the granola is totally cooled off and it's ready to be eaten. And as you can see, it sort of sticks together like this, and you can take parts of it apart and enjoy it. That's the best part of the granola.
저희가 한 1시간 정도 식혀서 지금 이게 자기네들끼리 붙어 있어요. 이제 즐기시면 됩니다.